Let's take out laser. I want to show everyone one key pivotal thing before we jump into protocols, because if you get this one thing, you will be an expert at using this technology. Okay, so I want everyone to put the laser on the first program called Unwind. I call this Stillpoint response. This is the key to how I pick the laser program. So put it on in your hand. First program. Raise your hand if you need some assistance. Put it in your hand. And all I want you to do is check in. We call Stillpoint response. It's like, I want you to see, you're either going to feel it feels really good, or you're not so much. And how you'll tell is, by the way, we call Stillpoint response. The body takes a breath, takes a sigh, a little smile. It's, by the way, it's the same thing that happens when you turn the TV on and you go there, no, you go there, you go there. You like the one, what do? You relax, you smile, you take a breath, you sigh, you put the remote down. Same response. So if you can do it there, you can do it here. I'm on Unwind and it doesn't feel bad, but it doesn't feel like anything. It's not the right one for right now. So now I go down to quantum and I put it on quantum. Right away, I took a sigh, my body kind of smiled a little bit. That one definitely feels good. Right here, that feels really good. So that's Stillpoint response. If you don't feel anything on this one, go to the next one. Go to activate, go to unity, go to wave. If you're in major pain, go to relieve. Though check in, make sure it feels good. Quantum for me feels really good right now. So now I want you to do one thing. I want you to pick, this is the only real protocol that I share with people. This is the key protocol. Once you find a program that makes you feel kind of good, like your body feels relaxed, feels good, I want you to find one thing to work on that's been giving you trouble. One thing to work on that's been giving you trouble, and basically unwind it. Could be your back, could be knee, could be shoulder. I'm going to do thymus gland only because I want to kick in my immunity. Whenever I feel cold or cold coming on or some situation, I laser the thymus gland. It activates the immune system. But again, the laser is not activating the immune system. I'm using the laser to relax the thymus gland, increase the circulation, to unwind it, this kind of thing. But you pick one thing. Don't necessarily do what I do. You can do the face. You can do, anything you want. I always recall back to being in UK and Wales, and I said, find one thing that's giving you problems. And we were out in the country. And a woman turns it on and starts lasering her husband, who was sitting next to her, which was cute. Got a good laugh. Okay, so one thing. I tell you, if you learn this thing in this alone, what we're doing is changing physics. We are. To me, I've been involved in so many different technologies and systems and what have you, and I'm distilling down, I'm baking down for you of all the things I've spent years researching since I came to this planet, of changing physics on things. I am giving you the things that, to me, that I use on a daily basis. Don't believe me in this. Don't trust me. Don't say, oh, he says this, so it must work. Don't believe me. Don't trust me. I'm not a doctor, I'm not an expert, I'm not here to tell you anything for you. You are your own expert. Based on your DNA is why you're here. You are very good at regenerating your life, or you wouldn't be here. And I don't mean you, the personality, I mean you, the DNA that's driving every single cell in your situation. It's why I always tell people who come to our events, if you made it to our event, I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care what challenge, what situation, emotional, health, I don't care. If you're still here on planet Earth, if you are still here in the body, having symmetry of your body, then you're doing great. I want you to hear me on that, because to me, I cannot say this enough. If you are still here in your body, you are doing great. I want you to go home. I always suggest go home tonight, get a nice good pat on the back or a hug, take a tub, do something in celebration for how well you were doing in still holding your cells in form on this planet, floating through this vast ocean of the cosmos. Really, have perspective here. Our star is floating through this huge cosmos. It's the only one that we found that has bodies that have organized in this way. It is a profound thing to hold form in the body finding one thing every day that's giving you a problem and unwinding it. It doesn't mean, that's not from my perspective saying, oh, use the laser in once and you're going to be fine. My approach is, well, every day if you go, so, you know, your body's, every day when you find an area that's got holding on, tension, stress, an injury situation, you unwind it till it resets in Stillpoint. You unwind it. And then later that day, you unwind it. You do it again the next day. The key is if you're holding on to cell memory or some injury or situation, your cells have been trained from the injury or from the shock or from emotion to hold on and be tense there. What we want to do is change the physics until that area unwinds and resets back in Stillpoint. And then do it again. If you do that, what you're doing is you're training those cells to rest here, and then do it again. Well, you do that for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Eventually that tissue is going to start to say, well, gee, we can be tense and stressed and hold here, or we can be relaxed. We're training things to be relaxed and at ease. This is what I did with so many issues in my own body with the laser. So what so many people do. Look at this as a training of changing physics. Just like if you had the garden or the farm. You go out, you don't just put the water on one day and say, oh, we fixed the problem. Every day you go out for 10, 50, however long, put the water on it, put the water on it. You cultivate that change of physics. Well, in the same way, those of us that are stewarding and using these practices and this technology, we're stewarding the garden of our life, of our body. Every day we cultivate, and there's two approaches to using the laser. Well, there's also Stillpoint, right? Stillpoint changes the entire physics of your condition. Everyone take breath. With the laser, you can either work on a thing, which is like a knee or a shoulder. For me, it was a tooth. Every day I did the tooth, I unwound it, and then I did it again, because I was training the blood in the area to start to come back into the area. You see, when stress and tension happen, a given situation or area is shut down. There's no blood, there's no oxygen, there's no electrons, there's nothing going on there. So what we're doing is unwinding it and training, saying, okay, tissue, relax, let the blood come in, let the oxygen, let the electrons, let the white blood cells, let all the stuff that the body is designed to do come in and do its work.